Hello everyone, happy Friday. We are back with death today. Ta-da! Also, hi doctor, how are you doing today? I'm feeling a bit bleh today. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just do. It's like every time I touch my Lowry stand, it gives me the black mark. It's on my knuckle now. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm just having a rough day today. Oh my goodness, Little with the 50 stream streak. Thank you, Little. How are you doing today? It's getting a bit difficult to stitch on this at the moment. Are these at the top? Like, the closer we get to the edge of this Lowry, well, the Q snap, the harder it is for me to reach. I feel like the shrimp from Shark's Tales. Yeah, he's got little arms and stumpy legs, and that's how I feel. But it's Friday. It's what I call the second hump day, where the week is over for most people. It's gonna be the weekend. But I had a very interesting morning today. So I get up to go have my shower, and even though I changed my bag yesterday, I had to change it again today because it leaked. And I was like, damn it. I think what it was is I have to wear this, what's it called? The word escapes me right now, but it's like a disc, and you can mold it. But we've been told to cut it into triangle shapes to put over the hole under my stoma to stop the leakage, and it has been helping, except I think yesterday it folded over on itself and it just sticks together. It's literally like blue tack, but obviously not. And I could not get it to unstick, so I was like, oh, I don't know if I should bin it, if I should just stick it on and form a new triangle. So I formed a new triangle and I stuck it on. I think that's what caused the leak. But I was cleaning around my stoma and I was looking, I was like, Mum, I think I can see the remainder of the stitch, because if you remember back in October I had a stitch sticking out of just under my stoma, and I cut it because, remember, it was here. I will zoom right in so you don't see any blood, although there is blood on the actual stitch. But like, remember this was the stitch I cut out. Well, as you can obviously see, that I don't have the whole stitch. So today, like I said, I was cleaning it and I was like, I think I can see the rest of the stitch now. I did not touch it, I just wiped there, and then on the wipe was the rest of it. So there's the rest of that stitch. So I was just like, and then it started to bleed a little bit, like not like a lot, but just a little bit, and I was like, oh god, I hope I don't get another problem there. But I think it was just the stitch came out. I didn't even feel it, like it wasn't like I felt the pull, I just was like, huh? Yeah, so now that stitch is completely gone, so I hope that's the last of the stitch issue. and the stoma. And I'm hoping that now the hole will close, because the stoma nurses, when I saw them the other week, they had a feeling that maybe the reason why I had the hole was because of the stitch. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I start to recover there now. But I am going to be left with a massive scar, which I'm fine with, you know. These things happen. It's just annoying. But I might have to let the hospital know when I have surgery next not to use dissolvable stitches, because they don't work fully. Or to not pull them as tight, because the stoma nurses, when I went for my first appointment at my local hospital, they were like, these stitches are really tight. And I think what happened was, when I got the hernia, the stitch, like that one stitch, because it hadn't come out fully and we couldn't tell, it got stuck between the stoma skin and my skin. Even though there's technically all my skin, but you know what I mean, like between the two, like it was like this inside. And then over time the hernias pushed it out, because I had a little lump there. Like if we use this as my stoma, right, this is my stoma. It used to look like this, it now looks like this. But like, say right here, I had a little lump right here, and the stitch was rubbing that area, so I had a little sore spot that was bleeding all the time. And then I cut the stitch, because again, it was right in this bit, right here. So then this lump turned into an infection, and then it was a big area like this. It was basically like the circle in this bit here, but so that's now healing up, but it's left a red circle there, which is, like I said, is fine. But the stitch, again, the remainder of it was in this bit, and because of the way it's sitting, like I have that lump there, well, I did have that lump there. This part of my stoma is concave, like it's inward, and that was causing, when my bags sit, it was causing my bags to sit like this, so liquid was going down and causing it to leak. Welcome to Scientific Explanations with Emma. Mr. Stitch. No, I've pulled the rest of the stitches out without kill, so ha ha ha. I know you mean cross stitch, but you came in at a time when I was talking about actual stitches. But how are you today? But yeah, so hopefully that will just go away now. That's all I want. All I want is to have a normal-ish stoma and then have my hernia repair and be fine again. I'm here. Yeah, same, that's how I feel. I'm here. Hi, Embroidery Geek, all the way from Spain. How are you doing today? Shadow is being a mess. Oh no, what's she doing? About to ship her over the pond for some UK refinement. I don't know if that will work, Kel. Considering I wouldn't say Zelda's a refined gentleman. Nor Molly. Molly is not a refined cat either. These are the most undignified cats I've ever seen. They just plonk themselves in the middle of the floor and just start licking themselves. They say, oh, okay. Climbing all over me, and when she feels uneasy, sinking the nails in. Oh, you become a pin cushion. I think I'm feeling a bit rubbish because I just ate some food and it had a lot of cheese. I'm not lactose intolerant. I drink milk by the gallon. I'm not lactose intolerant, but I don't cope well with cheese. Like, I don't like cheese, but if it's on a pizza, I'll eat it. But if it's too cheesy, if a pizza is too cheesy, I get a stomachache and I feel ill. Again, not lactose intolerant, just something about cheese. And it was too cheesy. It was just cheese. I think it was supposed to be a cheese and tomato pizza, but it had pepperoni on it. But it was, now I feel a bit and my stoma's a bit active. So if I have to keep getting up every now and again to go empty it, I'm sorry. Because the bags I'm wearing are smaller than my usual ones in terms of like the room for the output to go. Like they're about like this big, but they're only about, there's only like this much room in there for output, and it's like not good. Cheese hits heavy on my stomach. Yeah, I think that's what my issue is. I don't know, mate. I used to be fine with cheesy pizzas before I had the stoma. But like I said, it's definitely not a dairy thing because I drink milk by the gallon. So I have no issues with that. I think it's just something about an enzyme in the cheese, maybe. I'm feeling a bit bloated, and I know it's probably normal, but being bloated whilst you have a hernia, it just makes you feel worse. Hey Natty, how are you today? And as you can tell, I just didn't do what I was going to do yesterday, where I was going to make it so Twitch and YouTube can see each other's messages. So that way you can have conversations easier. Got a bit of a frog in my throat. I'm okay, waiting for my son's speech and behavioural therapist to get here. She is new. She's a new one, so we'll see what she thinks. Yes, let's see what she thinks, and hopefully she agrees that things definitely aren't right and he needs help and support. This needle's getting bent at the eye, so I may pop off a little, but I'll be back to let you all know how it went. Okay, well hopefully it goes well and she listens to the concerns you have and agrees, because I feel like she would. Not that I know her personally, but fingers crossed. I broke my favourite needle yesterday. No. Oh, that's so sad. I was trying to straighten it. No. I just can't be bothered to straighten my pony needles because they're just so tiny and fragile. But I have heard people complain about these needles, saying they break all the time. I've not had one break on me yet. Hang on, I need to touch my bedside table now I've said that. Hang on. Touch wood. There we go. A song when they just went duh, 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 duh. I thought the EastEnders theme was about to start then. Every British person who's heard the EastEnders theme all collectively just went, it's fine. There's nothing worse than you're finishing watching a programme and you're not paying attention because the BBC here don't have adverts, and all of a sudden you hear the start of EastEnders and you're like, oh. To you too, Carly. How are you doing today, Carly? You thought about that house some more? Yeah, looked at it more and... You're so disciplined. I would go rogue and start stitching all the colours in the diagonal. No, I've done it when I've had when I was working on the scythe I did it, but it's just there's no point for this. Tried to see if there was any history on it, and the cemetery. The cemetery is just part of the Baptist church. So... What was that done for you, just looking up the history of it? I wonder if that house used to be like a caretaker's house for the cemetery and all that. But I tried doing, when I started the diagonal method on Sleep to Butterflies, I tried doing a colour throughout the whole diagonal, and I found it was just making it just as thick and bulky on the back as it was doing cross country, so I was like, nope. This just helps, in my opinion, to reduce that bulk, and it just helps with confetti. Yes, it's annoying when there's one stitch per section, like per stitch on the row that has one colour, like one thread in each one, so you've got 10 colours in that row. But that's why you have more than one needle. Maybe. Also looked at houses surrounding the area and then Nico's houses. What's that mean? Unless you meant nice and autocorrect got you there. Nice, yeah. Autocorrect got you. I was like, who's Nico? Oh, nice. I was like, oh wait, that she probably meant nice. Done autocorrect. It looks like rural farmland. It definitely does. Maybe it was a farm, and then when the farmers retired or passed away and their family inherited it, they didn't want to run a farm, so they sold the land maybe to a church. Who knows? That's the beauty about history. I stayed up way too late last night stitching on Olivia's hydrangeas. I just wanted to get to that leaf. I should have stopped at the previous section and left this one for Saturday, and I just couldn't. And then let me show you so you don't go, huh? It overlooks the mountains too. Oh, see. So yeah, so I didn't finish this section. I had these two, I think, rows left. And I should have stopped about here last night. But I was like, just get to the leaf. And I did, but then I have regrets because I was so tired. My eyes were so tired. But I did do all of this, and I did start the next diagonal. But I did do all this, plus these two yesterday. So that's not bad. But again, when I posted that, it was, what time was it? 2:15 in the morning. Oops. Oops. That isn't even in a hole. Maybe it was. Okay, maybe it was. Okay, my bad. For some reason, Death's fabric feels really rough and scratchy, and then Olivia's is nice and soft, yet they're both Zwiker and they're both 28 count. It's very interesting how they're both different, but they're both the same but different. Makes me wish that all houses that were listed had the 3D tour option, because sometimes the pictures don't help a lot. I imagine they don't. Because you can't see, like, although they take a picture of a room, you can't actually see how big it is, and in pictures they tend to make it seem bigger, because they'll stand themselves in the corner and they'll be like, take a picture, and then they're like, yeah. Because it's a kind of deceptive marketing, where they are, yeah, like the rooms don't look that big, yeah, and so they'll use angles and lighting to make rooms seem either bigger or smaller, and then you'll see it in person, you'll be like, either this is really big or tiny. The house is only 850 square feet. I don't know how big that is, Carly. I have no clue how big that is. Sorry. No, I've lived in this house in my entire life, essentially. So, well, my apartment is 900 square feet, so you'd only be losing 50, which I don't think is that bad. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it probably is quite a bit, but it also doesn't seem like that much, to me at least. The reason why I say almost all my life is because there was about a few months where my mum moved out with me when she was pregnant with my sister and with him. But she was heavily pregnant, and he, like I said yesterday, he's epileptic. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. So because of that, my mum wasn't able, if he was to have had a seizure, my mum wouldn't be able to help him because she was so pregnant with my sister. She ended up being a big baby, my sister did. It was £8.8 and my sister was £9.2. I think that was the weight difference between us. And my sister was born with a full head of jet black hair. And I was born bald, like most babies. Or with the fuzzies, where you look practically bald, but there are hairs there. But also my mum was spending more time here anyway, so they ended up just moving back in, because why not? My mum was literally coming here every weekend. So they just moved back in, which was to our benefit, because I don't think we'd have been able to have lived where we lived. It does suck because it would have been nice to have had our own place. Like, me and my sister would have got our own rooms or something, maybe. But it's all good. That's how I was. I had some fuzz. My brain's gone. Don't ask where it's gone. It's gone away and it's left me behind. How rude. I am on the struggle bus today. I don't know if I'm having a flare, like a proper flare, or just a flare up of symptoms for a bit. Could be weather related, it could be anything, who knows, not me. Could be my lack of sleep last night as well. I think I've told this before, but my mom was accused of bleaching my hair when I was in primary school. because I'm fair skinned and I have blonde, well, I had blonde hair. I dyed it brown when I left school. And now it's just stayed brown as I've aged, because even my mum had blonde hair, but hers is like a dirty blonde. I've just stayed brown. But when it's like washed in the summer, my hair does turn lighter and I don't like it, because it makes me look a bit weird. And when you're pale and you have light hair, it makes you look sickly. But yeah, my mum was accused of bleaching my hair because it was summer and because I was outside in the sun. It bleaches my hair. And I remember where we were going to karate lessons, me and my sister, and this woman was like, I could hear this woman tutting at my mum, and my mum looks at her, because we were waiting for the guide to turn up so we could go into the building, because we couldn't go in unless he was there, because there was also a pub next to it. So we had the community centre and next to it was a pub, and we weren't allowed to enter the premises until he was there, so we'd wait outside. And there was just this older woman tutting at my mum all the time, and mum was like, what is your problem? And she was like, it's so disgusting what you've done to your daughter. Mum was like, what? And she was like, bleaching a child's hair. Mum was like, excuse me? She was like, look at your daughter's hair, it is bleached, you have bleached it. And she was like, no, I haven't. She's like, her hair has never had dye put to it. She was like, it's natural. The only bleaching that's happened is natural bleaching from the sun. And the woman was like, I don't believe you. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but child, like, there's a reason why you're not supposed to dye children's hair. You can use the children hair dye to give them fun colours, but you're not supposed to use like box dyes or take them to a hairdresser to have bleach done, because our hairs aren't strong enough to handle that kind of stuff. Like, I probably would have gone bald if my mum was bleaching my hair. And like, it was still summertime then, and it was summer turning into autumn. And every week my hair was still just as bright, because my hair takes, when it was bleached by the sun, it would take a few months. Like by December my hair would be back to its usual colour. And every week we were going to karate lessons, you could see my hair slowly changing. Not like my hair was growing out, but it was almost like someone had turned a dimmer on my hair. Like the whole hair just started to dim, not just the top. Like, I didn't have roots. And I think she finally realised what an idiot she was when I had my natural blonde and not my summertime blonde. It's like, I also found out today that I have not true heterochromia. I don't have two different coloured eyes, but I have the type of heterochromia where you have this two colours in one eye. Like, my eyes are blue green, and then in the middle, like towards the iris, they turn like not brown but like hazelish. And I found out from someone posting their eye in one of the discords I'm in that that's what it is. I'm trying to find where it was so I can see what it's called. It's in the self-care channel, of course it is. Right? No? It's not in this one. Oh, the skincare. Well, this is cool. Thank you, Pika. I've been slowly working on this since December. It's called Central Heterochromia. That's what it's called. Let me see if I can find a full picture of this. I mean, I say that, like, let me go see. I do have one. be easier than me trying to move the webcam around to show you guys. Discord. Here we go. So there we go, this is what the whole thing essentially looks like. It's a little cropped off on the edge, but you get the gist. But yeah, this is Death. Artwork by ChrissaBug, charted by Thread Geeks, but it's no longer available. You can find ChrissaBug here, Unconventional. There's already 3 charts. But yeah. There are always, on YouTube's end, there are always links in the description to all of this. If I ever forget to update a description, let me know, please, because I forget sometimes. Like, I nearly started stream yesterday with Cherry Magpie still in my description. I was like, ooh, nope. This is my 3rd most ahead piece, like in terms of all my full coverage. My first piece with the most progress is, I need to Cherry Magpie then. No, it's Ivory Crow, which is my Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Margaret Morales. Then it's this, and then it's Olivia's Hydrangeas. But some of my most favourite full coverage ones are coming out in February for full coverage February. And 2 of them I only worked on last February as well. Hello there. How are you today? Right, my brain's not completely with it today. Ow. Sorry, my needle just stabbed me. Not too shabby, just woke up from a nap, unexpectedly long, but so much needed. Yes. I had a nap today as well to see if that would help. It did not. It did not. But I was so tired. Childhood's burden in adult life's pleasure. Yeah. Sorry, that says is. I told you I can't read today apparently. It says childhood's burden is adult life's pleasure. Yeah, me and Lil were actually talking about napping as adults, and it's quite funny. Because, you know, we used to hate, like, some children hated going down for naps, and now as adults, that's all we want. And we were saying about it being a sleep debt. And then I said, what would mine be? I was, like, talking to my mum, because I was like, I think, like, the reason why I don't sleep a lot now, that's what I meant, yeah. Because, like, I was saying, like, what was mine then? Because I slept so much as a child and teenager that now as an adult, oh look, that is like hovering on the YouTube end. That Pet the Streamer. Where even is that on here? Where is that? I don't even see it on here. Mix it up hand. I guess it's just not on the YouTube end. I don't know why it's... I have no clue. We're gonna move it over a little bit and see if that fixes it. Who knows? Wait, I want to see how it looks via YouTube. Well, just go onto YouTube then, Carly. It's the same name as it is here. There should be a link in the to YouTube. That's what I imagine happened then, to YouTube. Should be a link to my YouTube in the about section. Oh, I ended stream yesterday and I literally closed everything that was relating to streaming, and I was like, I forgot to do the Discord link in chat. So someone, if I'm saying bye and I haven't posted it, can someone please remind me? Just in case. Because I have it set up on my Stream Deck app to do it, but I forget to press it. I also found out that I can open both my YouTube and Twitch dashboards through that now. So I don't have to do too much to start a stream. I'm going to work out how I can press one button, it opens everything I need on this app. One day. The only thing I'd have to open myself is Pattern Keeper, which is fine. But on YouTube's end, the Pet the Streamer was hovering. Just a bit. But anyway, I was talking to my mum about it, and I was like, what's it called then? Gonna go lurk and stitch a bit myself. Okay. Enjoy your stitching. What are you gonna be working on? Just quick. Oh look, it's Carly over on YouTube. Going her. Oh wait, my name's different here. Yeah, it's Carly Chaos. Cause YouTube has changed it, because you used to be able to have a YouTube name and then a nickname. They got rid of the nickname, so like lots of people had like their YouTube name and then their real name. Like they'd be like, mine's would have been Emma Lou Illustrates. Oh my god, Emma Lou Illustrates, and then just Emma. But now it would just say Emma Lou Illustrates, which is very confusing for some people if you went by like your real name, and now the creator's like, who the hell are these people? Because Nicola, Simply a Stitcher, has that issue now when she does her live. She's like, wait, hey, I know your name, but it's not coming to me. Who are you? Hobbington from Stitching Masterpiece. A restart, as I made a very big mistake. But that's fine. Gonna get the progress pretty fast, so do it 10 anyway. Oh, I know what that one is. Yes, I'm actually subscribed to her on YouTube, so I like to watch her stitching. She has the dream tightness for fabric where it sounds like a drum, and I'm like, oh. But enjoy. 2 days. 1, 3. Changing this, hold on. Let's see if you can, Carly. Yeah, Alessa is the best about drum stretch fabric ASMR. I think is that how you say her name? Alessa? Also, do you know what I've never checked? I've never checked if my YouTube streams have subtitles. No, they don't. This is unavailable. How rude. I'll have to see if I can get a plugin for YouTube. Okay, ending this color. It's a Russian name, so she said it's pronounced kind of like Olesya, with the thingy on the less part. Oh. There's probably an accent that you have to do with your mouth I can't do if it's an R, the rolling of the R. I just sound like I'm trying to spit everywhere. The pointy part, sorry, second language for me, and I'm just missing the word for accentuation. Yeah, I know what you're on about. I don't even know what it is right now. The pointy is like this, the triangle, but without the bottom. There you go, Carly. You can change it. There we go. Carly is so happy now. Nah, no accent. Oh. Anyway, well, it doesn't matter. You go, Stitch. It's fine. Yeah, but in 2-3 hours, the worst. The word comes in my mind and I won't have no one to scream it to. Do you now get what I meant before, do you? Yeah, that's always how it happens. You'll be like, oh, I remember, but I don't have anyone to tell. And it's fine, I'll just keep it up here, and next time I'll remember, and then you forget, and then you're like, damn it. Thank you for the subscription over on YouTube, Carly. It's very confusing because on Twitch it's follow and for free, and then subscribing for the paid, and then on YouTube it's subscribing for free and then joining the membership, which is the paid. It's very confusing because every time I say thanks for the subscription, it sounds like I'm saying thanks for giving me money. But there's no money to be had on YouTube. But now stitching progress wants to be made, yeah. It's been an hour nearly already? What? Oh. I was hoping to see what the hand looked like on here. Did you see the hover hand? does it not appear? But because it appears on my screen, so it should appear on your guys' end. No? What? What? I think I was too late switching between platforms to see it. Maybe. Let me. Where is it? Oh, it does appear. Haha. No, it's just hovering over my head though. It does work. Did you see it then, Carly? On here now. Well. It works, so that's all that matters. Right, the ad break on Twitch is just about to start, so I'm going to take a quick break because I need to go empty my bag again. Like I said, I think the pizza has upset my gut, so it's fine. I'll just go quickly empty it and then I'll come back and we'll do the next row. So we'll do this. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Therapy is done. Not happy. Oh no. Oh no. You'll have to tell me about it when I come back from my quick break whilst I go empty my bag. I'll be back in a couple of minutes hopefully. I mean, you can always write it in the chat and I can read it when I come back too. That'll give you time as well. I'm back. Look at that. I timed that just right. The ads have finished. Let's crack on with this. But the other day, maybe when was it? Could have been yesterday as well. I was saying about the AI bubble. I think it's going to be popping soon because that's what some people are speculating, and businesses are panicking, as you can imagine, because they've wasted all this time, effort, and money, and even fired people to replace with AI, and the bubble's going to pop. And then YouTube, I don't know if it was the CEO, but someone from YouTube came out and said that they were going to be making there was going to be a new update and you could create YouTube shorts with AI, and people were not happy. And then I don't know if it was the same day or the day after, but then they said that they're going to be cracking down on AI because of the bubble popping, and people are like, okay. So which statement's true, YouTube? Because it doesn't make any sense. Why promote AI and then 1 minute and then go, actually, no. But people are complaining because YouTube Shorts are already filled with AI generated videos that have come from like TikTok and Instagram and stuff. And Facebook as well. And it's like, ugh. I just don't know why YouTube can't remain a long form content platform and has to make shorts a thing. Like I don't mind YouTube shorts if they are a clip from a longer video or a stream. But when it's just, I'm gonna read a Reddit post with an AI voiceover and a video that doesn't match, it's just like, what is the point? Getting back to the skull again. Is that just knocking on our door? Maybe it wasn't someone knocking on the door, maybe it was a cat or a dog. Let me just go have a look. I'm not going to answer the door because no. But I might just see if there was someone at the door or if it's Molly on the box. I don't like this new lady at all. She barely interacted with him and kept blocking him from walking away. By the end, he was crying unstoppable. Ugh. That's not good. I don't like her either. Why did she keep blocking him from walking? Like walking away? Like, would you not want the child to just walk around so they can see how the child is moving about? Like, they're children. Children get very bored easily as well. Like, they don't want to be just sat in the same place. But did she listen to any of the concerns you had? Like, did she at least let you explain what you think's going on? One of those, I'm the medical professional, I know what I'm doing, and it's like, no. Oh yeah, you probably do, but the sessions are done in my house, and when my son is upset, I'll let him walk away and come back when he's ready. But when he went to leave the living room, she stopped him. But why? Like, that's what I can't get. Like, let him walk away, calm down, and then come back, rather than overwhelming him. Especially when they're taking place in your house. I felt like a first appointment is an introductory one where you talk about things, she observes for a bit, and then she does. Again, I don't know how this works. I don't have children, so I don't know how doing all this therapy works, but I would imagine it would be initial appointment, get to know the child, do some very basics to see what skill level they're at the age, and then go from there being like, okay, so next time we need to work on this. I told her everything I said yesterday, and she said, okay, we'll be working with him to get him to understand our language before we teach him to speak. But if he's not understanding, he's not going to be able to speak. If he's learning one word at a time and then not using the old word, how are they gonna fix that? Made no sense to me at all. He kept going for the front door, looking for the other therapist. He likes her much more, as do I. I asked her what she thought about him saying... Sorry, I asked him what she thought about him. She said, what do you mean, he's a baby? But he's 1.5, he should be able to at least... He shouldn't be talking in full sentences. Yeah, like that would be a bit... That would be a miracle for any child, but he should be able to at least babble and say a word here and there, maybe two, not take one word and then leave the other, then take a word, then leave the other. What do you expect from him at this stage? I was like, I expect him to grow from 1 to 2 words, not digress to no words. Yeah. Yeah, you're not expecting him to be able to read out of a dictionary and be eloquent. You're expecting him to be able to say, like, mama and things like that, and still be able to say mama after he's learned the second word. But no, apparently that's asking too much. Maybe it's one of these cases where she just has to find out for herself. Maybe it's like a sit back, let her do her thing, but at the same time be like, I told you so, when she realizes it's not as simple as she thinks it'll be. Like when she thinks he's starting to grasp a new word and then he stops using the other word, she might be like, oh. Because I know some doctors and nurses and medical professionals in general are wary to hear parents report certain things because they think the parents are either exaggerating or because they've never had a child be like this before, that they're like worrying about it too much. But I think if she starts to see what's happening, she'll be like, oh, this is not the case of an overreacting mother. At least that's what I hope. Like, she heard the sounds, like oh my God, let me read that again, hang on. Like, she heard the sounds he was making. She asked if she I can't read today, my brain is struggling, hang on. She asked if that's normal. I said yes. She was like, okay, is he mad? I said no, that's a sound he makes. So even she's questioning it already, like, is this normal? Yeah. Is he mad? No. So yeah, it might just be another appointment or two, and she might be able to see what you're struggling with. Because again, yes, children, like babies and children who are about 1.5 years old, should be babbling and making noises and also a word here and there. But not like this. Again, I've never had children, so I don't know what is and isn't normal, but from what we spoke about yesterday, there is something wrong. When playing with the toys, she was getting frustrated with him for not doing it right. She said, it seems like he knows what he should do but won't do it, or maybe he doesn't. Like, that's the thing, he doesn't. And how is she able to tell he knows what he's doing, he's just choosing to be difficult? Could you imagine? He's a 1.5-year-old, he's not a toddler yet. He's not being a defiant toddler who's testing boundaries. He's not at that stage yet. By the time both of my older two, they were saying full sentences and telling me what they want. Yeah. And she knows the history, like the everything that happened with this one, yeah. She's well aware. And she's still like, he knows what he wants to do, he's just choosing not to. And it's like, I don't think that's the case. It's not like he starts doing it right and then stops. I'm not there, so I can't tell, but from what it seems like he's just not doing it how she wants at all. Seems like she's the one that's expecting too much, to me. He does know what to do with the toys, he just can't put the toy in the hole correctly, so he will point at the sticks as if asking you to put it on. Oh. Like, is his hand-eye coordination off? So like when he goes to reach for something, he's not reaching like for this, but something else. Markiplier's new film's coming out soon. Iron Lung. It's also actually been put in cinemas here in the UK. Like I could go see it. It's in one of my my local cinemas. I'm like, oh. I just can't at the moment though. Not with everything else going on with my health. Maybe it'll be on streaming services and I'll be able to watch it then. But the only noise he makes are grunts and moans. He even ran into the table and wall in front of her, and she laughed, which annoyed me. I was like, that's not funny. He normally does this every day. I don't like this girl at all. No, neither do I. Me either. Also, hi Lil. You've been lurking while doing stuff? That's okay. What were you doing? If you don't mind me asking, I'm being nosy now. Yeah, no, I don't like it. The fact that she laughed because he ran into a table and a wall right in front of her. Instead of seeing that as a concerning coordination sign, she's just like, haha. Okay. Measuring rooms. Oh. For furniture, like to figure out where to put furniture, or for hanging things on the wall. Oh, speaking of, I don't know if you're still here, Carly, but did you do your picture collage? Did you fix it? I honestly don't know what to do anymore. Yeah, it's the sucky part about having a child with something wrong with them and doctors just won't do anything or aren't listening. I mean, the only other thing I can suggest, and this is like a last resort, if you have a partner or even your son, they could take him to your older son, not the younger one obviously, could take him to the doctor and see if they get treated differently. Because sometimes when men take the kids, they get seen as more serious than the mothers for some reason. But it has to be from him, so it has to be them saying, I'm concerned, not we're concerned. Because otherwise they'll be like, oh, well, the mother's just overreacting. But again, that should be a last resort because you shouldn't have to. You should be able to take your child to the doctor and be like, this is what's wrong. And the doctor go, yep, I think that's true. I never had my son cry so much after an appointment. Aww. Yeah, kids crying after an appointment is heartbreaking, especially when they're very stressed and overwhelmed because of it. So I won't be here next Friday. Have a girls' afternoon. I won't be streaming next Friday in any way because it's the last Friday of the month. Oh, and for flooring. Ooh. My husband is always there with me. However, my husband doesn't want to believe there's something wrong. Oh, great. Like, I get not wanting there to be something wrong with your child because I saw this all the time when I was working up at the school. Even though I was only a cleaner, I got to see the ins and outs. And I remember hearing parents have meetings with teachers whilst I was walking past and them saying, there's nothing wrong with my child, how dare you? And it's like, if a teacher's bringing it to your attention, they clearly think there is something wrong. Teachers aren't just going to say your child is that, this, that, or the other if they're not concerned. So I get a parent not wanting there to be anything wrong, but I think he needs to voice concern. Because if he's not by your side agreeing with you, it makes you come off as an overreactive mother again. Which probably isn't helping. But yeah, I don't stream on the last Friday of the month because that's when I record my floss tubes. So there won't be a stream next Friday. But your husband needs to be in your corner. He can think what he wants, but when he needs to take your son to the doctor and he needs to express concern. My husband is talking to me right now and even he says that this girl was bad. See? Yeah, it wasn't right for her to laugh at him when he bumped into things. Like, no. Like, it's a bit different if it's just a child having a one-off clumsy moment, but the fact that this happens every day, I'd be like, oh no, that's not normal. Hi, Mischief. How are you today? Been loving the progress on Birth of Venus. How are you today? I'm alright. I am struggling a bit today. My brain's not with it. It's gone on holiday and left me behind. But yeah, it's Friday. It's what I call the second hump day. You have the middle of the week where it's like, ugh. And then you have the today where it's like, yay. The last little bump. in the weak road. I want to go with that brain too, right? I don't know where it's gone. I mean, if the mum didn't laugh, why would you exactly? If the mum's like, oh, he's so clumsy today, like laughing about it, then don't laugh. So as a professional to laugh at a child, why? Leave early today due to the ice storm, so I might actually get to stitch during breaks, and I get forced to stay home all weekend. Even better. Oh. Yeah, you've been paid to stay home. That is the best. I actually used to work on my EV piece. I started it on a snow day because we couldn't get to work because the school was closed, and because we walked to work, the paths and all that was so icy because we literally got snow out of nowhere. We woke up, we went to bed, no snow, not even a snow cloud. We woke up, the ground was covered in snow, and I was like, what the hell? And so I was like looking online to see if the school would be open, and I think I found on their Twitter, back when Twitter was Twitter and not X, that they'd posted that the school would be closed. Because I checked the website, nothing. I checked Facebook, nothing. Twitter, of all places, where they had barely any followers, was where they announced the school was closed. Because again, no one had prepared, because we had no forecast for snow. It just came overnight. Wait, I can do this because it's fine. But snow days are the best, except they're the best and the worst. They're the best because no work, but they're the worst because the roads and that are dangerous now. So hopefully you've stocked up on essentials to last over the weekend at least, in case it does get really bad. You know, because if Ted Cruz is gone, we all know it's gonna be bad. You see him board a plane, that's it. The world is ending in Texas. People already went crazy here, so stores are already emptied out. I got water though. Yeah, you can survive on just water for a few days. If it comes to it. Not saying you don't have food, but if it came to it. I already have some groceries, but I just have to survive the weekend, hopefully, so no biggie, yeah. Yeah, hopefully it's just the weekend is the worst of it. Because it's not, I imagine it's not going to be fun being stuck indoors with power going in and out. Because Texas was not made for such cold fronts to happen. Thanks global warming. Thanks AI centers. Well, data centers. But thanks. And just for the sake of it, thanks Obama. Just in case, I had to get that in there. I would hate to buy groceries and power goes out then and end up with spoiled food. Yeah. I mean, push comes to shove, get an ice, what are they called? What do you call them in America? We call them, what do we even call them? Hang on, I told you I've left my brain somewhere. Cooler, yeah, get a cooler, fill it with snow. And then you can use that as a fridge. Because before we had fridges, that's what we used to do. We used to put stuff out in the snow. And then that way you'll be able to keep it from spoiling just a little bit longer. I've seen places where the snow's just covered their entire door and they just shoveled out a square and they use that as their fridge. As long as my coffee creamer survives, I will survive. Yeah. As long as Americans have their coffee, they will be fine. They can get through anything. Gonna stitch Nostalgic Tarot by Witchy Stitcher to calm myself. Yeah, enjoy stitching on that, Natty. I really want to start that soon. Just don't know when. I have to slot it in with everything else and see when Lumi wants to do it. She's probably forgot about it too. Yeah, stabbing things loads of times definitely helps calm me down. I'm only on the border still, but this thing is massive. I know, it's so big. I think the frame alone uses a few skeins of colours. Are you doing the whole border first, or are you doing each border as you go? You do the border for that card, or the entire thing? Because I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably do it by row, and then leave my threads parked at the ends. think I'll do the entire border to see how big it will be. Yeah, that makes sense. Because then I think it'd be better because then you won't have to worry about fabric. It's like the Zodiac stitch along from Tiny Modernist back in I think 2020. That thing's massive as well. Because I went to go work on it in 2024 when I was going to do Whip Go again, which is Jessie Marie. Jessie Marie does stuffs bingo but for whips, so it's Whip Go. And I was like, yeah. And then I did the hate sell, so I didn't do anything. The only project, so I started that year off with Clouds Factory's H.C. Anderson Fairy Tale Stitch Along. I did part 1. And then that was it. I didn't do any of the other parts on that. And I was really bad at downloading the parts. So I don't have every single part for it, but I have the last one which has everything, which is all that matters. I can just stitch them individually as parts because they have the map of where they go. But I was very annoyed because I was like, I'm going to do all these things, and I'm like, I'm working on the hate sale and only the hate sale in 2024. This fabric is massive, so it's hard to manage it. Yeah, I bet. It's probably like, what count is it? Because I imagine even something like 32 count, it'd still be quite big. I'm planning to do mine on 40 count, as in 40, not 14. Because of how big it will be. There's a 40 count. Yeah. There's a 46 and a 56 count. Oh, magnet, get off. You don't use a magnifying glass? Crazy. This is 40 count. I was actually working on this on Wednesday. I would be going cross-eyed after. Oh, I did on this because the fabric is so bright. But yeah, I was working on this on Wednesday. And 40 count. Look at it. Look at the tiny, tiny stitches. Oh, I can't put this back now. Hang on, my arms are too short. There we go. My eyes got tired working on that, so I was like, ugh. I can't even see the whole stuff out. It doesn't help that it's not on autofocus. I'm crazy apparently. 14 count Black Ada. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no wonder it's massive. I do have, hang on. Going in my big bucket. Black Ada, yeah. That is working on. Making a mess. It's fine. I can't show you. They're in a bag, not in this box. This goes up to 40 count in here. I was never able to master the colour. I think at some point I even resorted to using like a white poster on my desk to use for some background colour. Still struggled. Yeah. I love me some 40 count. see. Let me see if I can turn autofocus on real quick. That colour is pretty, love it. Yeah, I don't know what to stitch on it yet though. Doesn't want to focus. There you go, there's the tiny holes. But that's, I stitch over 2 on 40 count, so. I'm gonna go back in the same way I just did. It's fine. I see it now, yeah. Just shove these back on top, it's fine. There we go. Emma's a little insane? Yeah, I am, it's true. Yeah. It's very true. Little speaking facts right there. I don't know what it is, it just makes stuff look so dainty. It's like, it's like I stitch Needle Lot Designs Divine Beast Sow 1/2 on 40 count. Look how tiny that is. He's so dainty. I can't get the full thing in without moving the camera, but like, yeah, 40 count. He's so tiny. I just love it. Like the little, look at the little pot. Like it's about as big as my thumbnail. I just love it. I actually have so much 32 count. I still like working on 32 count, but it depends on the project for me. Like most of my Barbara Annas are 32 count. Do you do black work? I do. On my YouTube channel, there's a 5-hour whip parade and I show everything because I don't have it on hand. But in that, there is black work that I started because I've done it. I'm doing some on 40 count as well. The Save the Stitches, which was a free stitch along. I think it should be in my project cards on. Let me open it up on YouTube because that'll be easier to show. On YouTube, I mean on Google. Project cards. Continue in your browser. Google. Give it a minute. Are you doing the Peppermint Purple Sal? I'm not this year. I need to go download it all. There's this. This isn't a proper. I think that's this isn't a proper black work, but the background is. I haven't finished this. I should. It's so small. But there's some black work. This is over 2 on 32 count. This is the 40 count one. Look, 40 count white even weave. I started this in September 2020. Look at how tiny that is. I really like this. I'm using, I can't remember what the two DMCs are. I think it's 3846 and 995. It could be. And then I'm also using some cry neck. And I have beads to go on this too. But yeah, it's looking a bit messy down here because this one's one of those clustery ones. But I love doing eyelets on 40 count. They were so fun. Then we have... There's the 20... This is how far I am onto the 2021 Peppermint Purple, so I'm doing the border. I'm still on the border on this, and this is 28 count. No, 32 count, sorry. Then we have this, which is the Peppermint Purple 2020 Blackwork Cell on 36 count. And again, I'm doing the border. And I'm using black on a dark grey because I intend to fill it in with Mrs. Sadus's, I think it's called Pride silk, which is a rainbow silk. So that's what it's going to be filled in with. So that's why it's on this. Look, I know that needle miner, that's on this one. But yeah, so that's that. And then I did the 2024 one. This is how far I've got. I'm doing this on 22 count. So there's that. I'm behind on this too. I'm behind on all my sows, as per usual. But yeah. I definitely like doing all this. Because I'm using DMC for the border, like all the black. No, I'm not. I'm using 3371 for the border, and then I'm using some sulky. I can't remember what the colours are, but I have some sulky, and I'm doing a dark blue for the winter border, and then a light blue for the pieces. I sent you my Peppermint Purple cell on Discord. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, yeah, that's basically how mine's gonna kind of look. Except mine's the silks, not silks for you, the Pride. So it's kind of on the same vibe there. But it's so nice. I just forgot how to do black work on even weave. So I thought I'd do it on 20 count, 22 count. I don't even have it on here what it is. But yeah, I really like this. The only issue I'm having, and you can kind of see it, is my stitches just aren't even. Yeah, so I had these, I had 3 weeks done, and I had to do the 4th. But there was the border. But yeah, I love black work. I haven't done any last year though. But again, Hade Sal took all my time. I don't think I have any finishes with black work in it. No, I haven't even finished adding pictures to these. No. No, I don't. That's not. It's just back stitching. Yeah, no, nothing. Again, I need to add pictures. I'm just going through and doing that. But yeah. But the 40 count one was my very first dive into black work. Oh, I missed a 310 stitch. I did start also, I don't have any pictures of it because I didn't like the fabric I started it on, but who was it? It's the Steady Thread. They also do free blackwork sales, and I've been trying to do like the last 3 years of them as well, or maybe up until 2020 as well. But they did one with Snarky and Modern, which were these hexagonal ones, and I really want to do those. Like I said, I did start them. I actually bought all my sulky to do them with, but I was doing it on this really bright yellow fabric, and the yellow was just blending in too much, so I didn't continue with it. But I did use 2 of the colours to stitch my mum a Mother's Day present. I don't think I have a single picture of it from like for her. Like, I never took a picture. She has it. I just don't think I ever recorded it on anything. There's lots of projects I actually really want to do. It's like last year, I still really want to do this. It's just I have almost everything. I have the DMC, I don't have the specialty threads, and I don't have the fabric, but I really want to do a chatelaine, and I've showed it off on here before, but it's the frog one. It's called Rainforest. It's got 4 frogs on it, and I was like, oh. And it's quite funny because my whole cross-stitching journey, I have been very adamant that I will never do a chatelaine because they look so complicated and all the specialty stitches scare me. And then I saw the Rainforest and I bought it, and like I said, I have the beads and I have the DMC, but I just need the specialty threads and the fabric. Like I have plans to get it all kitted up ready for August, because my birthday is on the 21st of August, which is months away, but it'll be here before you know it. Like, that's the problem. Considering January is nearly over, and yet normally it feels like it's like a month long. Badoot to you too, Carly. Oh, did you fix your wool, Carly? Your collage wool. I did ask earlier, but I assumed that you were AFK. No. Oh. How come? Just too overwhelming at the moment, and you're like, I'll deal with that later. It fell down again. Oh. Maybe you need them to not overlap. Maybe they can be overlapping, but as individuals and not stuck together. Maybe that's what it might need. Like, you have one on the wall like this, and then you have another one like this, but the bottom overlaps a bit, rather than it being all stuck together. Just because I have a feeling it's the weight of all the paper together. I wiped down the walls, so I'm gonna see if it makes a difference. Yeah, that could also help. Just do get dusty and gross over time. I should know. When I worked up at the school as a cleaner, you were cleaning handprints off the walls all the time, especially in the toilets. And it's like, what are these kids doing in the toilet? I bought a tapestry just in case. Yeah, just in case it goes wrong, and just hang that up instead. For the tapestry is 100 by 80, I think. Oh, that's a big one. Double checking. Okay. Right, I'm going to finish this colour on this row and then I'm going to take a break because there's an ads going off and I also need to go use the bathroom. So whilst I'm gone, if you all need to get up and get yourself a drink or a snack or just stretch, then please go do so. And when I come back, we will do the next colour on this row. Oh look, we've reached the skull's eye. I'll just leave that on like that. Right, I'll be back in a few. I'm back. Sorry I took so long. It wasn't intentional. It was a series of unfortunate events. Went to the bathroom, washed my hands, and then what do I find? Oh, my bag needed emptying, so I had to empty that and then re-wash my hands. And then I come out the bathroom and Molly is like, meow, meow, because she wants biscuits. Because her bowl is empty, so I have to give her biscuits or she won't leave me alone. And she can't come eat Zelda's because his is probiotic powder in them. Not that it would matter, but I don't want her eating it because it's meant for Zelda. Yeah. Just like I said, a series of unfortunate events. So yeah, it's 100 inches, 104 inches by 88 inches. Oh boy. That's a big one, Carly. Is that gonna be too big? Like, do you have room for that? On your wall? It's 8 feet? Oh no. But will it fit? Yeah, it'll fit. Oh, that's good. At least it'll fit. It's covering the whole wall. Oh my god. That's like Snow Castle from Diamond Art Club. It is massive, but it's the same size as a king size comforter. Oh my god. Snow Castle. So to give you an example, the diamond painting I just bought that hasn't turned up, or at least that's what ChatGPT said. Carly, why are we using ChatGPT to figure things out when Google is there? Yes, Google gives you an AI result, but I needed a visual. I could have given you a visual. You can Google that. But Window to the Spirit Realm by Moonbound Studio is 25.6 inches wide by 48 inches tall. And then Snow Castle is 22 inches wide by 78 inches tall, which is 55.88 centimeters by 198.12 centimeters, which is taller than me. Because I am 5 foot. Wow, there's another massive diamond painting coming out from Diamond Art Club. It's 111 colours. I tried Google, but it wasn't the visual I was looking for. No, ChatGPT is not allowed. All that water. Look at this though. Look at this. Look at how big that is. That is 76 inches wide by 20 inches tall. 192. Wait a sec. No. Hang on, I will get there eventually. No, no, not that. Where'd it go? 76, 78. Okay, so Snow Castle is still the tallest, but this is a close runner. But yeah. And 111 colours. But again, not a must-have for me. That will probably go on my wish list at some point. Thank you for that, Carly. Probably get the next row, the next 2 rows of stitches out of with this 310 and then have to swap it, as in get a new strand. Sorry, I'm moving my needle minders a bit closer. There we go. I like the webcam's moved. Maybe it did move at some point. Damn it. I'm looking forward to whoopsies. There was supposed to be one more stitch. As I was about to say, I'm looking forward to February and working on all my full coverage projects, like the ones I've neglected since last February. Or just last year in general. Although I don't think I've worked on Sleeps with Butterflies at all this past year. Let me have a look. I'm looking on Notion real quick, because I started Sleeps with Butterflies in 2024. No, I literally haven't worked on her since the 27th of August 2024. Oh my goodness. Because I started this in July as an early birthday start because I really wanted to. I wasn't allowing myself to start that until I finished a page on Tiger Tiger. Now Tiger Tiger isn't coming out in February because although I should be working on that more because that is a present for my mum when it's done. I'm just not enjoying it as much as I would want. Like, no, I'm not gonna stop working on it. I think I need to just put it down for a little bit longer and then I'll go back to it at some point and it'll be fine. Because if those of you that watch my floss tubes, you'll remember I said that I wanted to work on Tiger more. But I picked it up to do one day. Like I had it out for the video to show off to talk about my plans for stitching on it more. And then I stitched, I think, a row. And I was like, eee. Also, I just noticed we're almost at 10% on this. We're at 9.9. I doubt we'll get to 10% on stream though. Not with the way I've been stitching today. That was basically I did a row, like one of these rows, and then that was it. I was like, I don't want to work on it, and I picked something else to work on that day instead. I didn't even track the progress because I was like, there's no point. The next time I work on it, I'll just add the 10 to the end. Because there's just no point in tracking 10 stitches. My weekend will be filled with stitching on Olivia's hydrangeas and probably some night blooms because I really want to work on that some more. Night blooms is the Bad Stitch Patreon exclusive for November. Because I want to finish that one and then I want to start January's exclusive, which was the Ghost Bats. I seem to have replaced Gothic in my vocabulary. I'm saying it right every time now. Watch me say that and the next time I say it, I'll call it Gothic. And I'll be so confident when I say it that I won't realise until someone goes, you mean Ghost? And I'm like, God damn it. But yeah, next Friday I'm going to record my floss tube, so I want a bit more progress in Night Blooms first. So I'll probably work on both Olivia and Night Blooms. I'll probably do Night Blooms in the morning, which is what my plan was this week, but I've just been so tired. I've been too tired to think of stitching, especially on 36 count, dark brown, even weave. There's no thanks. The 6 Portals is coming out again next month, as is Melody of the Night. which is a fan favorite on Twitch. I haven't touched Melody of the Night since July, and it's just because I was doing a 1% rotation on all my projects. But I always go back, so in between each one I'd always go back to Melody of the Night, but it took me so long to get to a percent on Ivory Crow because I missed a few Thursday streams last year that I was just like, oh. So I've decided, well, I haven't fully decided, I'm going to do one of two things. I'm either going to do, because Melody of the Night is a streamer only project, right? I only work on that on streams. I've parked this in the wrong spot, I think. Yes, it should be one over. Because when I started it in 2024, I set up a community goal here on Twitch, and I said, so if we raised enough channel points, which are a fake currency that some of you would never get because some countries have gambling prohibitions. Well, it's prohibited in some countries to promote gambling, and although there is no money involved in making predictions, it's still seen as gambling, so you can't get channel points, which does suck because it means you can't contribute towards things in that way. But I get it, gambling is bad. It's very dangerous. It ruins so many lives. And it's addiction on the same level, at least to me, as drugs and alcohol. And people tend to be people who tend to be addicted to drugs or alcohol switch vices. So they'll be dependent on one of those two, and then they'll fix that, or they'll be I don't want to say fix it, but they'll cope with their addiction, but then they'll just replace it with a new addiction. And then it's like, oh. So I do get why it's banned. I'm so mad at myself. I started the Nostalgia Tarot on the wrong side. Ugh. Have to put out 870 stitches. No. Oh no, I'm sorry, Natty. That is not fun. I would just turn the fabric upside down and start there and then pick that out later. Unless it's going to be in the way too quick. Yeah, so we had channel points to redeem me keying it up and starting it on stream, and then I decided to make it a stream only piece. So Thursdays tend to be Hades days, and that's when I would work on my smaller full coverage, so like these sorts of pieces. And I made it to a percent in the summer, even though I've had that project for over a year. It got put on the back burner a bit whilst I was working on other things, and then I brought it back out. I got to a percent, and then it was time to spin the wheel, and the wheel was spun. It will be in the way because I did the entire top. Oh no. No. So sad. And it being on black as well. Oh. That's not going to be a fun time. Yeah, so I made the percent, and then Ivory Crow was spun, and that was a start in May because I started it for monogamy. And then it just took me ages. Originally I was going to do reach 5% on that because it was at 3.49 and I was like, oh, I'll just get it to 5%. Well, it's taken me this long just to get it to 4%. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just get it to 4% and then we'll go back to Melody of the Night. But then December came and this was started, so I worked on this entirely throughout the month of December, as well as the holiday countdown sale from Evertoe, Roxy Floss Co and Modern Folk Embroidery. So my hands were pretty full, so there was no room for anything else. And that was also when I put the 6 portals on the back burner, because that is my largest full coverage. That has nearly 1 million stitches. It has 964,800 total stitches. But I'm doing it all on one large piece of fabric, but I'm doing one portal at a time. So I'm currently working on the top row of pages on that. And then I was asking in chat the other month if I should do the whole across, like the whole pages across the top, and they were all like, no, the portal. And I was like, okay. So it's going to be a lot of rolling and unrolling and rolling and unrolling when I work on that. Happy Okoye when they did. I sent a pic to you. Let's see. Yeah, that's actually not as bad. It's still bad, but it's not as bad. It's only the white and the rainbow and a little second rainbow starting. Still sucks though, but that's not as bad. Yeah, so Melody of the Night will be out in February on Thursdays, and then on Fridays it'll be the 6 portals, and that's how it will carry on. But the only part I'm unsure about in terms of rotation is, so I have two methods for rotation for Thursdays. I can either work on a regular full coverage, so say for this one, for example, for 4 Thursdays, or however many Thursdays there happen to be in that particular month, because depending on when the month starts, it could be 4, it could be 5. So like say in February, I was like, right, we're going to start the rotation, so we're going to work on death, and we're going to work on death for 1, 2, 3, 4 Thursdays, and then after that I work on Melody of the Night from the first Thursday in March until I reach 2%, and then once I reach 2% I spin. Oh, you guys get to spin the wheel, because on Twitch I have a redeem where you can spin for a BAP, but I can't set it. I haven't got it out live right now. It should be off because, well, I'm pretty sure I saw it, but I must have seen the pickle whip. Yeah, it's off at the moment, which is what it's supposed to be, because when I get close, when I get to 1.9%, that's when it will get spun, so that way I can get everything ready for that one. So that was method 1, where I do 4 to 5 weeks depending on the project, well, per full coverage, and then I go back to Melody of the Night for the percent, and then another 4 weeks of the second project. Or depending on how big the piece is, so say with this is 132,192 stitches, I could do, because it's a one at the beginning, I would do 1,000 stitches on this across however many Thursdays that takes. And then if a piece was bigger, I would do like my second biggest, I think, is the Doctor Who one, which is the 10th Doctor. It's this one that's actually started. Some of these are bigger that haven't been started, but in terms of starts, it would be this with 416,350 stitches. So I would do 4,000, but then I realised that because this piece, it's not confetti heavy yet. Like, look at all these solid chunks of colour. And I've got to finish, because this is when I was doing the Royal Rose, so I've got to finish this section first. And then I will come and do the diagonals. See? But, so like that would be one, and then 60 butterflies is 286,000, so that would be 2,000. Frogs Kissing is 100,000, so again 1,000, and we'll just go from there. But I'm not sure, because most of these are 100,000. It's only, like I said, the Doctor and that are like 4,000. I nearly lost where Death was then. I was like, where did I put her? She's there. It's fine. So I don't know if we'll try. I mean, we'll be able to see how much I can get done on these sorts of projects across two streams, because the way I've done it for full coverage February is for the first 2 Mondays it's the 10th, then it's the first 2 Tuesdays of February, it's I don't remember what order it is, but one of them's Stoops with Butterflies, one of them's Frogs Kissing, The Possibilities, Death. Olivia's Hydrangeas is on Sundays. Saturdays will be, I've already told you what Thursday and Friday will be. Saturday will be my Modern Folk Embroidery Little Acorn Sow, because that's a big piece. It's not full coverage, but it is a BAP, so it counts. But I will be doing that. But there will be, I've already said, the Doctor, Frogs Kissing, Sleeps with Butterflies, Death, Olivia's Hydrangeas. What are the other ones? Why can't my brain just remember? Monday is the Doctor, Tuesday is something. I could just look in the book, but I also have all the papers in my drawer. So I was... not that one. When I was... nope, that's a toothpick. Can't use that to plan. Because when I was planning, I wrote out all my... oh, Ivory Crow's one of them. So this is how I planned it. So I wrote out all of them. So this is the order technically, but backwards. Yeah, so we have The Possibilities, Ivory Crow, and Death for 1 week. Well, for 2 weeks, but then I dropped Death. I got her. It's fine. There she is. So yeah, so we had these 3 for 1 week, and then I split up with Olivia, and then it's Sleeps with Butterflies, Frogs Kissing, and the 10th. So that's how it's going to go. So we're going to do 2 weeks of this, 2 Mondays, the first 2 Tuesdays, 2 Wednesdays, Thursday, every Thursday will be Melody of the Night, every Friday will be the 6 Portals, Saturday, all Saturdays will be the Little Acorn Sow, all Sundays will be Olivia, and then the last 2 Mondays of February it will be The Possibilities. Then the last 2 Tuesdays it will be Death, and then the last 2 Wednesdays it will be Ivory Crow. So that's how I planned it, because I was trying to get it so they'd have an even-ish amount. And when I worked it out, if taking Olivia out of the picture, just these 3, this one came to 855,692, and then these lot came to 855,692. which was about the same. I actually did that perfectly. But yeah, so that's how I planned it. Mum was like, you should just stick these in your book, and I was like, no, because I've been writing in my book. But yeah, like that's how I was planning it, because I was like, I have so many full coverage pieces that there was no way for me to work on all of them every day, because there's this stack as well. This is my other stack of full coverage, just to show you how many I have. And this isn't including any I haven't started yet that I have keyed up. So Gamer Nouveau has been started. Frog, which is the P is a partial, and that's my Gecko Rouge. So this is a Gecko Rouge, that's a Gecko Rouge, that's a Gecko Rouge. Beautiful Secrets, no background, it needs to be a restart. Then you have Celestine, but that's for a May new start, and then Novi Mermaid Air, which was so small because that's also a kind of partial, and then Tiger. So those are all my at the moment full coverages that aren't coming out for February. And like I said, those aren't all the ones I have, and one of them's not started on that list, but I wanted to include it so I knew. Like, that's how I spent my first week of January planning for February. And then I have many a whip that isn't full coverage to work on. And I'm unsure if I'll be able to do my plan for March. I originally wanted to, I might have to message someone about it first before I can like definitely say no, I can't do it. But I want to get a thread pack for my for one of my smalls, because I want to do a Hade. I don't have it in Pattern Keeper, but it is in my Google Drive, because it was in my Pattern Keeper and then I took it out, so it's still in here somewhere. Let me find it real quick. I should probably look at what it's called first before I spend ages looking. My Hade folder. Oh, I know what it is. It's H. It's Hubble Bubble, of course. I was thinking of someone else who's working on it. It's this. So this is Hubble Bubble. This is my full coverage I want to do for miniature March, but I want to do it 1/1 10th stitch on 40 count, because 1/1 full cross will be too thick, because DMC is a bit thicker than on 40 count. Over 2 it's fine, but over 1 I think it's too small, too thick, and it will make confetti heavy areas difficult. So I'd be working on it in the diagonal method as per usual, and I was starting with these rocks, but I just want to see how much I can get done on 40 count over 1 10th stitch, because that would be fun, and that would take place on Thursdays. The miniature March. Because I have a piece of 56 count to do 1/1 for a small, so I'll do that first, but I'll be using Modern Folk Embroidery's Got the Morbs chart for that. But I think I'm probably gonna call stream after the last ad break happens on Twitch's end, which is in about 11ish minutes, unfortunately. Because like I said, I tend to go for 3 to 4 hours on a Friday, but I'm still not feeling like my usual self. But I'll be back on Monday, and on Monday we'll be working on this again. And then Tuesday will be Olivia. Wednesday, I should say this now. I will say this again Monday and Tuesday, but Wednesday is the last Wednesday of the month, and it'll also be our live whip parade for you guys. So I do a kind of show and tell. I used to do them every Wednesday, then I switched to every other Wednesday, and now I do them once a month. I'm trying once a month this year because my health and all that. Sometimes I take a few days off, and it tends to hit me more in the middle of the week when I'm not well. And so I felt bad missing a couple of Wednesday streams when they were dedicated to the whip showcases. But in the Discord, which I can also do this because I forgot to do it yesterday, so I'll do this now as well before I forget. I have to wait, so I can do both. So both YouTube and Discord. Not Discord, both YouTube and Twitch. I just put a link to my Discord, so you can join the Discord if you aren't in it already, and you can assign yourself roles to get access to certain channels. Like we have a year-long, what's it called? A yearly challenge forum where we can post our daily progress on anything. So you don't have to be doing any of the things that it says on there. Like if you go on there, it says hey Sal, new year, new style. You could do 100 stitches a day, and anything we do is not limited to just cross stitch. If you're an embroiderer, you're a sewer, I know some of these are all under the same umbrella, but some are more comfortable with sewing than embroidery. It can be, and when I say sewing, it could be English paper piecing, so EPP. I heard, what's her name? Teresa Little Stitches say FPP. I don't know what that is. Something paper piecing. I don't know. But you can do any craft. Diamond painting's welcome, crochet, knitting, anything you can join in. It's not limited to just cross stitch. But you can join, you can go into the thread, and you can post your daily progress. And like, because all you have to do is you can post it in regular channels as well, but you can just forward it to this yearly challenge forum post, and you can just put, or if you want to post just the picture, all you need to include is how many stitches you did that day, total or you don't have to, but this is what I do. I do my dailies, I do my daily, let me try again, my stitches for the day. So like yesterday I did 570 stitches on Olivia's hydrangeas, which brought me to 8,395 total stitches out of 143,100, and that left me at 5.87%. And that's all I do. I don't bother putting any other information, just how many stitches and those totals. But yeah, at the moment I'm one of the only people in here. Kel posts in here occasionally when she works on the Haid Sour and that, but it's all me at the moment. So yeah, I like to spam my own Discord apparently. And then because it'll just be easier for me to use these as well for some things. But we do have a channel in the Discord called Look at Those Whips, and that's where you can post all your progress. And all I ask if in the Look at Those Whips is you include a small bit of information about what it is. So if it's cross stitch, just what the cross stitch is of, what fabric you're stitching on. I don't need specific details. I don't need, this is a 28 count Lugana in the colorway. You can just put this as a 28 count linen or even weave, and then what threads you're using, just called for DMC or called for DMC with a mix of Threadworks or blah blah blah. Just because if anyone wants to see where the pattern came from, we can at least look it up on Google and it will tell us where to get it. Because there are times where I've seen other projects and I'm like, uh-oh, but there was no information, and I'm like, where? Like in other Discords, and I'm like, what is this? I want it so bad, but there's nothing. So that's all I ask you include is just a little bit of information about what the chart's called and who it's by. If it's exclusive as well, I'd like you to include that so people don't go, I can't find it, oh it's exclusive. That would explain it, because that's annoying when charts are exclusive. Like, I get it, but it's also annoying because I want it now. I don't want to wait. But yeah, like that's all I ask. If you join the Discord, you can assign yourself roles. I do recommend, if you want to be notified for the live streams on YouTube, to do the Twitch ones, because YouTube double pings and I don't know how to fix that. I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm hoping I'll be able to fix it. If not, it's going to be very annoying. Because it pings, and what's annoying is I wouldn't mind so much if it pinged you at the start of the stream and then once the video was a video or a VOD and not a live, but it pings you like within a few minutes of each other. Like yesterday when I finished streaming, it pinged 8:18 for my time to say that I'd just uploaded a video, and then at 8:36 it pinged again to say the exact same thing, but it's the same video. One's just was the live and one's the VOD. So I'm gonna look into that to see if I can get it to not do that. So until then, maybe come off of the YouTube one and do the Twitch one, because you'll only get that the once, and I go live at the exact same time on both, so it shouldn't matter. There's my little PSA out the way before I forget. And I've done the Discord link, so no one needs to remind me because I've done it already. As long as I do it towards the end of stream, it's fine. If I haven't done it by the time I'm saying goodbye, that's when you shout at me and you say Discord link. Or if you're some of you on Twitch can do the Discord command, and that should remind me to do the YouTube one. But yeah, back on Monday with this. And then it's our last week of January, and then it'll be February. And then it'll be nothing but full coverage from me on streams. And when you post, I should also say, if you post in the Look at Those Whips channel, again, it's not limited to just cross stitch, it can be any craft. It could even be drawings if you're an artist. I'm not gonna tell you off for posting things that aren't just stitching. It would also be very hypocritical of me because I'm also an artist. Like 90% of the stuff you see, like the frog I drew, the pond overlay I drew, so the two ones, so the one that's here and the one that's on the just chatting screen and the ending screen, I made all my own overlays except for my gaming ones, which I don't think I have on YouTube side because I won't be streaming games on YouTube. If I do, there'll be bonus ones for Twitch, unfortunately, because I don't want the algorithm to hate me. But I might try and figure out how to make a VODs channel, so I can move all my VODs, like my gaming VODs from Twitch to there. Because I have a few uploaded at the bottom of my YouTube, and I think it's a bit confusing when you see gaming streams and then cross stitch. I plan to keep Twitch primarily cross-stitch on my main channel, just because it's easier. Because I think too much will confuse the algorithm and then my content won't be pushed out. And then I won't get to meet some amazing people, like I already have. And I also have a bunch of incentives I still need to do because in October, my cat Zelda had dental work and some of you donated to the fundraiser to help me pay for that because it was £444.18 and I did not have that money. And so I still have things I need to do for that. One of which is a stitching bitch on the Discord. And that's where we just chat about on Discord. You don't have to get on webcam. When I do them, I just have my webcam on my project like it is now, so you can see what I'm stitching. We could do that, or you don't have to use a webcam at all and you can just be in the voice chat. But we don't know when that's happening yet because there's just a lot of things going on in this house. That's the problem. Because in February we're supposed to be having our ceiling fixed because of the leak. So if that happens, until that happens, I don't want to plan anything because it'll be stupidly noisy that day. And depending on when it is, I might not be able to stream. And it's supposed to be the first Monday in February. But with the way our council works, it could be, or they could leave it till March, who knows. If they start leaving it till March, I think I will go up there and have a go at them myself because the poor birds can't be let out because of the hole in the ceiling. But when I figure it all out, it'll be on the schedule, and actually before I put it on the schedule, I'll put a post in the Discord to see when people would be available to do one. It would definitely happen on a weekend, but it would just be about the timing because time zones. And we can always do two. We could do one on one Saturday early for the Europeans, and then one on a different Saturday later for the Americans, just in case something it doesn't work for everyone. Because yay, time zones. Because the only incentive I finished on that list I've done fully, was the Silent Hill F stream. And my computer nearly went Silent Hill F as well. I need to upgrade this poor PC. I need to also check the price of RAM to see if it's coming back down now because of blooming AI is about to pop. Because my RAM I bought in 2023 was 66. It was 66. It was now 100 something, 200 something, 259.99. So it's still not gone down. I just went on it, it still just popped it up. I just want my RAM. And I need better cooling in my PC. Because I need to make a VTuber model. I say I need to, I would like to make a VTuber model. Because I think having a VTuber model would also help when I do my Stitch with Me's and my floss tubes, because it will give you a person, because I don't show my face. And I probably never will. colour. I just noticed this colour that's parked here is in the wrong spot. It should be over by 1. What I'll do is I'll probably finish either this row or this section, like this 10 by 10, and then I'll be done with stream, just so I'm not leaving it on a cliffhanger essentially. They will be, all the incentives will be done. I haven't forgot about them, they're just on the back burner for now, with me having as well. So not only is the house having stuff done to it, because this house is old, we're dealing with health issues in the house, like my granddad has to have another scan to check if his cancer's gone. I'm in the process of having, I don't want to say pre-op because there's no pre-op until I get to March, but I'll be having surgery, I don't know when. So it's hard to set things in stone. Some streams it will be because it's like I can just slot them in, but things like Stitching Bitches, it will be a bit harder because it's not just me, it's people in the house, and it's you guys as well. I have to take everything into consideration, and I don't want to just go, right, get in the channel now quick, and then no one can turn up because it's a weird time for them. And even though we didn't reach every goal, I said I'd still do all of them as a big thank you for helping, especially with the economy being the way it is. So I'll probably do all the incentives we reached first, and then we'll start doing the ones we didn't reach after, because they're not as important. And I still have artwork and that to do. I have sketched one of them. I sketched it ages ago. I'm just trying to think of what I want to do. I wanted to do a digital reward for everyone who donated, and I want to make, I think I have a picture of Zelda that I dithered. I put into one of those programs that can dither, and I might make it a cross stitch pattern so that it will just be one colour, so it would be very, very simple. It might be easy if I put it in my sisters and I's Discord, so I can, unless it's already in here. No. I know where it is, I just have to find it real quick. Pictures. Pets. So Google, where's Google gone? There's Google. So this is the dithered image. God, that looks even worse on YouTube because it's so small on my end. So this is Zelda. What I would do is I would take this background out, so it would just be him, and you guys can stitch him. I'd probably try and see how small I could make this to make it still doable, because I would hate to give it to you and it ends up being a Hade-sized piece. But there's that, or there's also this one where he was sat on my shelf when I was sorting my desk out, so it's a bigger one of him. Again, all the background would be removed, so it'd just be him. But yeah, like my desk isn't even here anymore, and right where Zelda's sat, there's actually a 2x2 Kallax unit for my threads. My DMC is all in these. But yeah, so there's this picture too. So I'd probably do both, and then people can pick which one they want as a thank you. But yeah, I just need to make it small enough so it's not stupidly big. done it again. Caught there. I've caught a strand or something. Let's just tuck that back in. Or drop the needle. That's another way to do it, Emma. Thank you. But again, they'd only be one colour, so they're not anything. And you don't have to stitch it in black. You could stitch it in any colour. You could buy a variegated thread. You could buy a brown variegated thread, and then you could stitch it to look more like Zelda, because he's brown, but he's also grey. But he's definitely grey, but I think he's not a black and grey. I think he's a brown and grey tabby. And then Molly is just an amalgamation. She is a tabby who's brown, but she also has ginger in her. Like, her back legs are ginger, or her back 2 legs are ginger, and her belly is of a ginger cat, but the rest, and she definitely has the brain cell of a ginger cat, meaning she doesn't have it half the time. And sometimes even Zelda doesn't have it. But look at the progress we're making on this skull. We'll have, I think this skull will be almost completely done. A little bit of it goes into the next diagonal. You can see when I click on the black in the next one, you'll see just here. Where does this go? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But I've also thought about, and this is more for the YouTube side of things, making a Facebook group for those of you that don't want to do Discord at all, but have a Facebook because you only use it for cross-stitching Facebook groups. If you let me know, like, you can leave a comment in the stream, like not in the chat, but in the stream, and then I'll be able to see it, because the VOD I will forget, if that's something people want. Then I'll make little threads for like the whip showcases so that everyone knows where to go for them on the Facebook side. But the choices are either Discord or Facebook. So one or the other. So I don't want people who are already in one to join the other, because there's no point, because it'll be seen in either. Actually, that one should be, that's fine. I'll just use this needle to do it. Because that's what I use Facebook for now. It's mostly for cross-stitching, Facebook groups, and to see my godsons. And I gotta get my butt in gear. I gotta finish. I've done 2 birth samplers. One is finished. We dubbed it in Lumi's stream, in my friend's stream. We dubbed it Hell Baby, because I finished working on it one day and that's all it said. It just said Hell Baby. So we dubbed it the Hell Baby Project. The child is not one of those children though. he's adorable. But his older brother doesn't have one. He doesn't have one because I haven't finished it, and now she's about to pop out the third, and I'm like, oh. The problem is, I was working on them for WhipGo in 2022 or 23, and I was keeping up, and then I noticed I had stitched the first element, because it's the Stitch Rovia, I think it is, the elephant birth sampler. I think that's who it's by, Stitch Rovia. And the first box, it's 2 shades of grey and white. And I stitched the 2 shades of grey the wrong way round, or it could be 3 shades of grey, but the darkest and the medium was swapped. And I didn't notice, and I have to frog it and redo it, but it's on 28 count, 2/2. So it's a bit annoying. But they all have to be on 28 count, 2/2, because I want to keep them consistent, and the third one won't be as big. I have found one that I think I really like from Stitching Cuddles. It's something, it's got puddles or cuddles in it, like the design is called that. Counting Puddles. I was right. But it's this one. This is the one I want to get. But the only thing is, there is nowhere for the weight. So I could rechart the ribbon or make the stars, like make another cloud for the weight, and then have the stars come off, so I have these chain like elements here come onto another cloud, and then have the weight. Or I could backstitch the weight somewhere. There's just not a lot of space. It's the logistics part. Because I don't even know what the baby's name is yet, what he's going to be called. So there's no point in me doing anything until then. But those won't be on stream. Well, I mean, I can stitch on that one on stream until it gets to the name and stuff. But the elephant one, unless I use a pin and I pin in a bit of felt so you can't see the name, because I've already stitched his name. And although my friend posts them on Facebook, she has it set so only friends can see her page. So... And when I posted it on Instagram, I blocked out the name too, and I let her know that. I was like, look, I posted it. I said, but I did block out his name. But this is the problem when you start stitching birth samplers and then your friend just keeps getting pregnant. I also think there's nothing wrong with doing birth samplers for pets, like as their gotcha day. I should have left that on the needle. I've done it again. I'm nearly done with this section, and like I said, once I've done this, I will be calling it for today. There is a knot on the back. It's the 310. Hoping for sampler September. I know, again, I'm planning months in advance for things, but I'm hoping by then I'll have more samplers to work on. I have lots of long dog samplers, but I don't have many traditional samplers, and I want to change that because I think stitching them with Roxy Flosco fabric and thread will make them that much better. It's like Yasmin's Native Love has that tequila sunrise, snowrise, tequila something or other, and I really want to stitch that on with the called for Roxy Flosco, as well as the call for fabric, which actually isn't. It's a swan base fabric, and I've been actually wanting to purchase from them for ages because they don't have much in terms of fabrics. They have a small collection of linens out at the moment, but the colours do look pretty nice. Let me just show you real quick. So they're a UK based dyer. They also have a fabric of the month, and I have been very tempted, but I also get fabric of the month from Roxy Flosco, and that's more expensive because it has to come from Canada. But these are all the ones they have out in their collection so far. I want to stitch the 12th house from who is it? The Cottage Garden Samplings had a series of houses that they came out with in 2024, and they brought out a bonus one which was a log cabin or something, and I want to stitch it on this because I had them kitted up. Well, I had the fabric from Megan Coffee Craft Fabrics because I would get the fabric and the chart from her because she was also dyeing fabric specifically for it, and I was like, I asked, she then, when they announced the third one, nope, the last one, the bonus. See, I told you, my brain's somewhere else today. I can't even speak properly anymore. When they announced the bonus chart, she asked if we all wanted to purchase the bonus chart, but it wouldn't come with the fabric. Because we'd only paid for the 12, I think it was, and I think she'd already done all the dyeing, and the problem is by the time that the bonus one came out, the seasons had changed, and there are times of the year where dyers can use the same recipe and it'll come out different, and it's all because of temperature and humidity and moisture in the air and things like that. It's like on the Evertote website, they have Roxy Flosco's fabric, pub crewel, which is for the peacock, unicorn and badger, hence pub crewel piece, because that's a full coverage background. So they dyed a green fabric to go for the background. Well, that they have to dye that in the colder months, because if they dye it in the warm months, it comes out lighter, even with the same recipe. So a dyer can use, say, 3 scoops of this, 2 scoops of that, and a scoop of this bonus ingredient. And every time they do it in this month, they will get the same result every time, or close enough to the same result. Whereas when it comes to the seasons changing, they can do the exact same thing and it will come out completely different. And it can be annoying, especially if you're trying to make batches to send out to people, or batches to have in stock, which is what happened to them. Kerry was dyeing a bunch of it because pub crawl was like their most popular fabric that year, and it was always selling out. And so she went to make a new batch and it came out completely different, and she thought she'd made a mistake, so she dyed it again. And that's when she was like, oh, it's the weather. So that would be, I imagine that's pretty annoying when you've got the recipe down to a T and then the season changes and it's now completely different. You're like, god damn it. Like, one day I would like to dabble in dyeing my own fabric, especially when I want a specific colour for a specific project. But I also don't, because of the fact that it could be very expensive and and if I make a mistake, then ugh. So I'm just gonna stick to buying from dyers that I know and love. So like Coffee Craft Fabrics, who's based here in the UK, Roxy Floss Co, who are based in Canada, unfortunately, but you know, I will eat that cost because the fabric is worth it. The Cherry Magpie, that's Roxy Floss Co, and the threads, it's, hang on, I'm trying to grab it again without knocking that glass jar up there off. This is it. This is Temptation, and the threads are Roxy Floss Co as well. This is the called for conversion. But I love this fabric. It is so pretty. It does my eyes in after a while though, because it's so vibrant. On camera it looks really hot pink, but it's a purple. It's a purpley, don't even know what kind of colour you'd call it. What DMC would be the closest to it? I don't even know off the top of my head. But I love this. But there are some charts, oh, I'm getting things caught. There are some charts that I really want to stitch with this. It's like the dusk fabric I'm stitching on for my Modern Folk Embroidery chart, Little Acorns. That one will be nice to work on, although that was harder to see because it's so dark. It's actually easy to dye your fabric. I mean, I'm sure it is, but I also we don't have the space in this house for me to have a third hobby. Technically a fourth, because I've dabbled in crochet. Diamond painting, cross stitch, crochet, fabric dyeing. And if I break our washing machine, I will be killed, because we've gone through so many. Because it gets used so often, because there's 6 of us in this house. Like I said, I'm fine with supporting businesses that sell fabric, that dye and sell fabrics. There's also River Hut Designs on Etsy, who are UK based. I've not bought from them yet, but I have plans to. And then there's Pole Stitches, who I have bought from. Her fabrics are nice. There's XG Designs, again I bought from her. Her fabrics are nice. Who else? I can't think anymore. Oh, Be Stitch Me. I've got a Be Stitch Me fabric. That's also very nice. But 90% of my fabric collection all comes from Megan from Coffee Craft Fabrics. She has a Facebook group where on Sundays, like not every Sunday, but every few Sundays, I think it's the one Sunday a month, she does a Fabric Super Sunday, and it's where you can she does a select few amount of fabrics and then you pick from them which one you want. And she's doing one actually this Sunday, and there's a few fabrics I want already, but I've got to see what they are. And I better get them this time because I forgot about them last time and I didn't get the one I really wanted. And then I'm extra sad because I really wanted this specific fabric of hers for my Lila Studio Halloween Quaker. And it's sold out. Excuse me, sorry. The 40 count linen I wanted sold out. And I was like, oh, damn it. And then it restocked and I didn't buy it because I didn't have the money. And now it's not on the website at all, like that whole fabric collection. So I might have to send her a message to see if she can dye me some specially for it. And be like, please. He was lurking on TV. Hey, Pedrish. I am going to be done here soon. Unfortunately, because I've just got these last 2 stitches to go. But how are you doing today? On this okay-ish cold Friday for some of you. I hope everyone who's in America who's expecting a ice storm or a snowstorm or any kind of cold weather that's worse than usual, a nice safe time. And I hope that if the power does go out, it's not too bad, because that sucks. I was wondering if I can only pick watching on YouTube or Twitch, which would be better. I have YouTube Premium. I mean, I'm hoping the power doesn't go out. Same. I'm hoping for you guys as well. Well, you get no ads on YouTube ever because I'm not monetized there. Whereas on Twitch, again, but it doesn't really matter what I say. It's up to you in the end. If you want to watch ads, especially with Zenny, oh yeah, definitely hope the power doesn't go out. Like, if you want to watch ads to support the stream, then Twitch, or they're subscribing on Twitch. Again, everything is up to you. I'm never gonna make people do anything that they don't want. Or if you're like, I don't want to see any ads, then the premium doesn't benefit you. Not at the moment. I don't have enough subscribers on YouTube side to be monetized, because I need 1,000. If I go to my community tab on, I think it's a community tab. Oh no, it's earn. I need 500 subscribers. And so according to this, and okay, I'll keep watching on Twitch then, and both when possible, yeah. But according to this, it's 500 subscribers on YouTube, 3 video uploads within the last 90 days, which I'm doing now with all the streaming, and then 3,000 valid public watch hours in the last year, or 3 million short views in the last 90 days. So, yeah. But I think that's to only give me members, and then to get ads is 1,000. Oh look, people have just finished work, so I better get my butt in gear and finish this last stitch. that is in the middle. I've done a pin stitch unintentionally, but not when I actually want one. But that's a long-term goal, me getting monetization on YouTube. I'm fine with building up my audience slowly and having people that actually want to watch my content trickle in. Just gonna put this on my thread bed a little bit. I'll sort the needle out, rethreading it after stream, it's fine. Right, last stitch. But yeah, so for anyone that is curious, the only ways to really benefit me at the moment are either watching ads on Twitch's end or being subscribed on Twitch. I do have a Ko-fi, but I don't really want to promote that. I only do that if I need help with things, which I don't. Happy cliffhanger. No, the diagonal, the section is done. No cliffhanger. No cliffhanger because I finished it. See, it is done. A cliffhanger would have been if I'd left it 2 away. We have finished the 10 by 10. Done. 10% is a big cliffhanger. True, that is the big cliffhanger. 10%. Unfortunately, I will get to that today, just not on stream, unfortunately. But you'll see that I reached it in Discord. If I don't reach it, then it'll be for Monday's stream, so it's even better. Because I won't be working on this over the weekend. I'll be working on Olivia tomorrow and Sunday, because I love that piece. And it's nice to play between dark, dingy, bright. So there we have it. But yeah, unfortunately though, that is gonna be it from me today. Like I said earlier, I will be back on Monday. Over the weekend, oh, that was a big squeak, sorry if you can hear that. That is my Lowry stand, it needs oiling or something. On Monday, I will be back working on Death once again, and like I said, if I don't get to 10% today, then I will do on Monday. So hopefully I do get to it either today off stream or Monday. But yeah, it's fine regardless. But once again, I want to thank you all for coming. I appreciate every single one of you, whether you're here all the time, part of the time, some of the time, or none of the time, because you are lurking. I do appreciate those of you that take the time out of your day to lurk. Even if Twitch sometimes doesn't want to count you as a viewer. But next week is the last week of January, so again, just to go over the schedule, I've already done Monday, so next Tuesday is Olivia's Hydrangeas. Wednesday, you should do a 24-hour marathon. Oh no, I could never. I don't have the stamina to do a 24-hour marathon, not a stream, no. Plus, I share a room, so I can't. I have to take other people into consideration. By 12 hours, I would be like, guys, I'm so tired. We're going to be doing eventually a 12-hour stream split up into either 2 6-hour streams or 4. What did I say it was? I can't remember what it was, but I was going to do a 12-hour stitching session on the 6 portals, but break it up to make it easier for me, because I can't do 24 hours. I can't do 12 hours in one sitting because of everything else. But yeah. But Wednesday, back to the schedule real quick. Wednesday, Little Owl Patchwork sale for me. I've done a 24-hour stream. Oh, bet your eyes were like crossed, blurred, watering, because that's what mine would be doing. But yeah, Wednesday's a Little Owl Patchwork sale. That'll be the last Wednesday stream of that, and that's also the show and tell for the Discord. So once again, if you're not in the Discord, I'll post the links once again, even though I just posted them not that long ago, just in case. I was diamond painting. Oh, it's not too bad then. I'm hoping to get back into diamond painting soon, maybe in March. But there we go, there's the Discord links once again if you would like to join the Discord. You don't have to, but if you would like to post your progress on whatever it is you're working on, you can do so via that. And you can also be notified when I go live on either Twitch or YouTube, but again, I recommend doing it via the Twitch notif because you'll get double pinged for the YouTube, and the YouTube one won't tell you when I've actually gone live. So if you want to be notified when I've gone live, the Twitch one, all you just do is you go into the Discord, you go to the roles channel, and then you click on the purple circle for Twitch and the red ones for YouTube. And then there's other roles in there. At the very top there are pronouns if you would like to add what pronouns I can refer to you as, and so on and so forth. I slept today, so no progress today. That's okay, doctor. It is fine to have days where you take care of yourself and don't work on anything. Self-care is important. Just because I neglect and I stitch all day, regardless of whether or not my fingers are gonna fall off, don't be like me. I will wreck my fingers for the sake of progress. Don't you do it, okay? But yeah, so that's Wednesday. And then Thursday is Olivia again, and then there will not be a stream next Friday because that is when I'll be recording my January floss tube. So I will be going over probably everything I have. Well, I did do a kind of floss tube for October, November and November and December because I didn't upload anything November and December. But I can do a quick rundown of progress and that for that as well. So that might be a longer video. That's why I don't stream on the last Friday, because that's when I record my floss tubes. And I don't know if it'll be uploaded the next day on the Saturday or the Sunday or the next. Depends on how long it takes me to edit. I'm gonna play around with editing. Like, I'm gonna use Notion. Now I have Notion set up, I'm gonna use that rather than having pictures and things editing. So the editing process should be easier. But anyway, I will figure all that out next Friday. But yeah, thank you all for coming today. I appreciate you all so much. If you are living in, well, I hope you all stay safe regardless of where you live, but if you're happening to live in America where you're getting a snowstorm or an ice storm, please stay safe. I hope you don't lose power, and if you do, it's for very short increments, like an hour, because that would suck. But I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I hope to see you back here on Monday. So until then, I will see you next time. Goodbye.